So we are going to be starting right now. We're going to be talking about social media for distributors. This is part of a series of webinars that we are recording. It's actually tutorials that we're doing for a full social media training. So today it's all about the basics, how to get started. If you are not very savvy in it, if you feel that you don't know where to start, this is all very basic. So if you are really acquainted with it and you're really getting results, you're going to find this very, very superficial for you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gloria Lafont. I'm the owner of Action Marketing. I started a promotional product business 10 years ago, and now I am more dedicated to working with distributors in helping them market their business. Most of my clients came from the internet. They actually found me, so I became very knowledgeable about all of this online marketing situation. I've been an early adopter. I came from the marketing, like I said, marketing space before. So I got good results, and that's why now I want to do this for distributors. So today we are going to be talking about why social media, why should you even bother? We're going to also talk about understanding social media and what realistic objectives could you have. So what can you expect? We're also going to talk about the social media activities that count. And also social selling keys to success. You know, what are the keys to success for all this to work? And then we're going to talk about action steps and how to get started, specifics on how to get started. Okay, so let's get started with why social media. Well, I'm sure you know that social media is the new place for people to hang out. Everybody uses social media. So these are stats from a year ago, and you could see Facebook has 1.59 billion users per month, Twitter 320 million active users, Instagram 400 million, YouTube 1.44 million, Pinterest 100, so this is all millions and millions, right? LinkedIn 400 million. So obviously it is in your best interest to be there and participate of this opportunity that this could bring you. Now, also, you know that people are constantly on their phones. You know, according to a stat, I don't know where I found this, but adult smartphone owners don't go an hour without checking their phone. And I'm sure you know this is true. You see it everywhere. I do it. So that's why people really, when you see them on their phone, most of the times they're checking their social media wherever they're active. So social media is within reach at all times. It's easy to access. It's addictive, and there's lots of interaction in it. So people are constantly interacting. They're asking questions. They're sharing information. They're reviewing companies or products. They're liking things. So they're constantly interacting. Lots of interaction in there all the time. And this influences selling as well and buying. And I have a little stat here that I wanted to show you of the purchase of the purchase influence of social media. There were two questions. Have you ever purchased something directly through a social media site? 18% said yes. And then, have you ever purchased something because you saw it on social media? And 42% said yes. Now, these are numbers that are significant enough that you want to be there if somebody's recommending something. But it's just, this is something that it's growing, and it's not going anywhere. Now, social media is one of what I have called the 4 pillars of online marketing. And I have a webinar on the website on Action's resource section. We have a webinar about these 4 components. And these are critical. This is how online marketing actually works and how you get benefit from it. One of the pillars is exactly content promotion, and it's done through social media. Social media is how you distribute the content that you produce and that you're posting on your website. And social media is very important also, and I wanted to show it to you how it all works and where it needs to start, because your website is a critical part, because all you're doing online, everything you're doing is to attract people to your website, because your website is your place of business. It's your office. So when you go out and promote your business, you want people to come to your business, and your website needs to be prepared to turn those visitors into leads and prospects. So let's go further and see how all of this works. You know, what exactly is social media? First of all, social media is a gigantic networking space. Tons and tons of people in a gigantic space. Those people are really grouped together, you know, they're separated by interest in many cases. So you have all these little groups of people interacting. I mean little, but sometimes they're not that little, those groups. So you have all these different platforms that are used in different ways by different people. So social media in a way is like high school. I always say social media is like high school, because the most popular person that had tons of friends, you know, that was the favorite one, and everybody wanted to be like them. But that's why, you know, you see people, how many followers do you have and how many people like your page, and yeah, that's important, but that's not the most important. But it is true that if you're an extrovert, it's going to be easier for you to go out and network in social media, because it's easier. You have that, is something natural in you. But if it isn't, like me, for example, I am not a natural. I don't like to get any attention, and I just don't like that. But you can learn. You have to learn. You know, it's like when you go to a networking event at the chamber, you know, you get used to it. You know, the first time you may feel awkward, but then as time goes on, you get more and more comfortable. Now, speaking of what social media is not a standalone, and you cannot expect immediate results. And don't we love immediate results, right? This is something that I took a photo of as I was paying just now at the holidays. This one of these little tabloid things, lose 10 pounds in 48 hours. Now, just reading it, you know that that's not possible. You know, just keeping the way I am, I have to put a lot of work into it. So 10 pounds in 48 hours, you know, but we love immediate gratification. So yes, I'm sure they sold a lot of those. And then you could see at the bottom all the food and the sweets, you know, that kind of contradicts. You're going to need this diet, right? So, but the point is that social media does not work like that. You cannot see or expect an immediate effect. Just like when you go networking, if you start going to your chamber, maybe the first day you don't get to meet anybody that it could even be a good client for you. So it really is more like spreading little seeds, you know, all over. So as you do that, and as you nurture that, you will start to see little plants come up here and there. And eventually, as you continue, you will eventually see a big, nice forest, or a big, nice, I think that those are vineyards that you can go and harvest. So the main point, the main thing, and I'm going to give you the key takeaways right now at the beginning, which are, you have to show up every day and you have to participate. The more you show up, the more you get familiar with the whole thing, and you get to make contacts with people, and the more you participate, the more people see you. So those are the two things that are important. So as you start showing up and participating, people start to know you. People start getting familiar with you and your business. People start to like your style, and you develop trust, and you position yourself as an expert in your field. That's kind of the way it works. So as a client is going through their buying process, because nobody, unless they have an event in 2 weeks or a month, sometimes in 2 days, right? They're not really in a hurry to get any products. But if they have an event down the line, they're going to see you regularly, and they're going to want to work with you. So that's the way it works. So your objectives in social media, in participating and showing up in social media, would be increase the visibility of your brand, drive traffic to your website, build expert status, meet potential clients, increase repeat sales, and increase referrals. All those things can be accomplished through social media, and that's what you should be looking at. Now, you need to be, when you show up, you need to be doing certain things there, certain activities. So I'm gonna discuss the activities with you right now. So you're gonna be doing basically 4 types of activities. The first one, we already talked about it, it's networking. Now you want to network on purpose. So when you're networking, you want to find and associate with influential individuals and brands, influential in your market. You also want to connect with potential clients. You want to also interact with your own clients and prospects. You want to interact with your clients. Not because they're clients doesn't mean that you don't have to pay attention to them. Also, you want to share helpful information with your network to position yourself as an expert. The other thing that you're going to be doing, number 2 thing, is listening. Perfect place for listening because there's a lot of interaction that you can watch. So you're going to be listening to what your clients and potential clients are interested in. What questions are they asking? What questions are they asking that you can respond? What is your competition doing? And also, you also listen to your clients. They may be posting customer service types of things on your site, on your pages. So it's not unusual that somebody will ask a question, a client will ask a customer service question. So you want to listen to your clients and what they're posting in there. Also, the third thing that you're going to be doing on social media is influencing. You want to become an influencer. How do you do that? You are going to do that by establishing authority through distribution of valuable content. And you are going to be providing advice when answering questions, because let's face it, you are an expert in what you do. You know your business well, you know the industry, the market, the products. So you're already an expert. You just have to establish it in the market. You just have to share that with your marketplace, and so that you're recognized as such and positioned as such. So you do that by sharing content that is informational, that your clients and prospects will find valuable because it's going to make their lives easier. Their lives as they relate to their business and their jobs. Okay, so the 4th thing that we're going to be doing on social media is selling. Social media is a good place to generate leads and also to increase sales from your existing clients and to get referrals. Now, there are certain things that you need to have in place for this to be successful. And I want to emphasize that this is not random stuff. Just posting every day anything that comes to mind is not going to get much traction. So you want to have a strategy behind it, and you want to plan it. You want to have a little plan that you're going to carry out. The plan is based on the fundamentals of marketing. And those are, and they have always been, and it will never change from what I can see, that you want to match your message to your audience, to the vehicle that you're using to connect with your audience and to deliver that message. So it's all about, it's called direct response. This is the principle of direct response advertising, which is how I learned marketing. So it's conveying the right message to the right audience at the right time using the right vehicles. Now, this is why it is crucial that before you even get started, you sit there and think about who your ideal clients are. And in this business, I know many distributors say that they can't do that because there's such a varied type of clients and businesses, and that it's impossible for them to describe their ideal client. But I would say that you need to really look a little bit deeper. You will find things in common, maybe the types of businesses and organizations that they work for, their positions, the types of events that they do. Find things in common and how you make their lives easier. And you will find you can list that. And you can also think about your favorite client, one client that you would like to clone, and describe that one. So, but you do have to really give this thought, because this is how you create content that will be of interest to your audience. If you don't know who your audience are, then you'll write things that are random and that are not necessarily going to be things that they're going to find relevant. So, and the vehicle is social media. In this case, those are the channels that we're using to deliver the message. Now, all of this is oriented, and the purpose of all of this that we're doing, and I'm going to say it again, is attract traffic to your website. And I want to emphasize this because it is extremely important that you know that what you're doing on social media and anywhere is to drive traffic to your website so that you can convert your clients into clients. So again, the 4 pillars of online marketing are having a website that converts, having content that is relevant, and then promoting the content, in this case through social media, and then track and measure, which is you want to see how everything is going, what pages your clients are visiting, and all of that. And again, there is a webinar. I recommend you take a look at that, where this is explored in more depth. But if you were going to look in layers, then as you drive people to your website, that's where you're going to convert them. And through social media, you are going to get discovered. So now let's talk about the platforms. This is starting to get fun. So there's tons and tons of different things, and you do not need to be in all of them, okay? You don't. Now, the most important ones, in my opinion, are these here: LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and Instagram. And if I could put them in order, it would be LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and then the others. Now, LinkedIn is a business networking space. That's where you're going to find your potential clients in their business roles. So it's a perfect space. It's completely acceptable to approach other people there, to offer your services, to talk about your business. So this is why I think it's the #1 place in this kind of business to business and account-based business model that the distributors are. This is really where they should be, the first one, #1. Then there's Facebook. Your clients expect you to be on Facebook because everybody's in Facebook. So you want to make sure that you have a presence there. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. Now, Twitter, I don't think Twitter is as important. If that wouldn't be the first one that I do, but if you're already there, you can get to follow your clients and the businesses and get information about what they're doing, new things that they might be doing, things that are going on in your clients and their industries. Then Google Plus is a great place because Google loves their own things. So if you share content on Google, then it helps your SEO and get found. And then Pinterest is really a visual platform. It's fantastic you can create boards and then send your clients to the boards. Like, for example, you could have a board about trade show giveaways. You could have a board about awards and different things like that. You could have one that it's only the whole trade show settings and have beautiful pictures of the table covers with the banners and the things. And so these are very useful for visual, and they're really good, I think, in my opinion, to share ideas that you could share with your clients. Then there's Instagram. Instagram is awesome. And you could, if you have a WordPress website, you can have a plugin where you show your feed on your homepage or any page you want. But the point is that as you post from your phone, things that you're doing, you know, your work, pieces that you're doing, then it shows on your website. And when you show actual products that you have done, your actual work, then, you know, that brings your business to life. So it's a very easy way to show your projects on your website without you having to do anything. But if you're starting out, you're not going to start out with all of these, even though most people are in several platforms. It doesn't matter. Your clients are going to be in all of these platforms. So again, we're going to start with LinkedIn and Facebook. Most likely you already have a LinkedIn profile and you already have a Facebook business page. So that's what I thought that I'm going to cover these two right now. And I'm not going to cover them in depth. It's just the getting started part, because we're going to be doing webinars for each of the platforms to really do a deep dive in each. So let's look at some LinkedIn facts. You have 38% of LinkedIn users are millennials. And 30% of those, you know, more than 2 million millennials on LinkedIn hold marketing roles. And about 30% are decision makers. So you have to be there. So you have to show and participate in LinkedIn. Now, as far as Facebook, 57% they said they acted on a recommendation on Facebook. So Facebook is a powerful network also. So I want to just show you some examples that I found on our feed. This person right here was looking for recommendations because they needed that fast. We all have heard of those, right? And then this one here was looking for a vendor that could do 500 USBs, you know, 1 gig USB drives. So these are real posts. I'm sure you've seen similar ones. So this is happening there. So you want to show up and participate there. All right, let's talk about the action steps. How do we actually get started? So what we need to have, I just want to review that again, because I cannot, you know, I have to insist how important this is. You need to be very, very clear on who your target audience is. You need to produce relevant, informative content. That's what you're going to be sharing. And you need to have a website that converts. Okay, so once that's out of the way, or at least on its way, getting started. We're going to get started, Facebook, LinkedIn and Facebook. And I want to mention a feature of LinkedIn and Facebook that you want to take advantage of, which is the groups. The groups are very much like Starbucks. There's Starbucks everywhere, right? So if you go to a Starbucks, like in the college, in the middle of the college campus, you're going to find only students and some teachers. That's all, right? But if you go to the Starbucks that is in a business district, you're going to find business people. So the groups are in the same way. You can find, there's groups for everything. So find your Starbucks. You want to search and research groups and find the one that interests you, because it's going to be the most productive for you. Okay, so let's start with Facebook, because we're going to be very, very short on Facebook. So to get started, for me, Facebook is like the break room of your business. This is where you show informally how you run your business, things about your business in an informal way. So it's a break room where everybody's invited to look through the window and peek. Your clients expect you to have an active Facebook page, as I said before. So you want to be active. And if you are just getting started, I really think you should focus on one, and it should be LinkedIn. But if you already have this and you want to kind of do something with this as well, then these are the things that you should do. You want to fill out all the information in all the sections on the setup, on the settings of the page. You also want to use a professionally designed cover and an avatar image. The professionally designed cover, you can do it yourself, but you have to make sure that it's designed to be the right size, and that it has the right resolution, and otherwise Facebook is going to stretch it. You don't want to have a pixelated image in there. You're a branding business, you're not going to look very good. Now you can go to Canva, for example, and create your image there and download it. And we have on our blog, we have a size reference, all the sizes for all the platforms, so you can go there and find the size for the Facebook. So also you want to write a descriptive description, okay, that doesn't sound right, of your services. So you want to not just say, I find awesome promotional products. You want to talk about the types of events that you help with, so that it's not just products. So you want to be a little bit more elaborate on here. So, but you want to fill as much as possible of the information, because then it's really more substantial. Your page looks more professional and complete. Then you want to be posting daily. And what you do is that you schedule these ahead of time. You are going to have to set time to work on all this. You have to really set time aside for this. And so you can schedule ahead of time. This is the best way to do it. Like once a week, you just figure what 5 posts you're going to be doing, and you go and post them and schedule them, because Facebook allows you to schedule the post to be published later. So when you set your post and you put publish on Monday, publish on Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. So, but you can do this ahead of time, and then you can look at the week and see if there are any holidays you want to highlight, if there is anything going on, products and new products, or whatever it is that you want to be highlighting. And again, we have information on our website about post ideas that you can get an idea from that. Also, you want to join local business groups. You can be sure that your chamber has a group, and there's all kinds of different networking groups and city groups and things like that on Facebook, and you want to find the ones that you want to join, and then you share your posts on the groups, and you also comment and like on other people's posts, so that you just interact with people a little bit, right? Okay, so much for Facebook. Now let's go on to LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn deserves all your attention. So again, we are also going to fill out all the information in your profile, your personal profile. You're going to use a professionally designed cover. Again, like we said before. You also want to have a good photo for your avatar. In other words, sometimes people have photos where they're standing in front of a bunch of trees, in the park, and then the photo has a really busy background, and when you're looking at this on a phone, it doesn't look very good. So you want to have a photo where you don't have to necessarily go and get a photo taken immediately. I mean, of course, that would be ideal, but you don't have to do that. You can just stand in front of a wall where there's nothing in it, so it's like a completely neutral background, and then in front of a window so you have good lighting. Or if you go outside, you can stand again on a wall, and then at a time make sure the light is in front of you, and do it like at the end of the day so that the sun is not so bright. And then anybody, have your son, your wife, your husband, whoever, take a photo, take a few with your phone, and then use that. Okay, so much for the photo. You also want to write a descriptive title on your profile, because sometimes people say, president at such and such promotions. And okay, that's good. But you want to say a little bit more about how you help your clients. Like, for example, brand specialist helping get branded merchandise or whatever. So you will have to think about the title. The important thing about it is that when you're posting and you're commenting on people's posts, your picture shows up and your title shows up. So that's how people can get interested in connecting with you. So that's why it's important. Okay, so then you also want to write your bio in a way that is customer-centric, meaning you're going to start saying, of course, a little bit about yourself, where you come from, the industries that you come from, or whatever. But you also want to say what kind of clients do you help? I love helping clients in these areas, and we do this, and that. And it has to all be around how you help your customers and how you are a good choice to work with, or the choice. Okay, so then after you have upgraded and your profile, you also want to create a business page, and the same thing, you want to fill out all the information. Again, you want to have a professionally looking cover, and you want to describe all the areas of specialization, all of that. Okay, so then once you have your profiles all done, you are going to start to explore. So you want to start, stop by every single day and see what's going on. See what's on the feed, what comes up, what is the conversation about. And then also you want to start finding your clients and connecting to all of them. You also want to, when you connect to your clients, you want to find out what groups and associations do they belong to. And you want to join those groups. And you might also research the associations if you have a number of clients in that same industry. You also want to find out who else works at that company that would be a good prospect for you, and connect. And you also want to follow your clients' business pages. All of those things you're going to do as a step 3. Okay, next, you are going to start interacting with your new connections. So you're going to start liking, sharing, commenting on their posts, and you're going to be sharing relevant articles and information that you find that are, when you share an article, you want to write your own comments on it as you share it. You can say, these are good points here, I don't agree with this, or whatever. You want to just add your point of view to that. And also you want to comment on their company or industry news. Like, for example, if you find out that it's their anniversary, then you want to say congratulations, any milestone, anything. So you want to kind of acknowledge that, and so that you are in the know and you have a reason to connect and talk to your clients or prospects. Okay, so next you're going to start doing some prospect research. So who would you love to have as clients, right? So you want to start, that's when we go back to knowing who your clients are and your ideal clients are. So you want to know the companies, because in this case, your ideal client is a person that works inside a company, and the two things together make them an ideal client. So you want to know what kind of companies. You can find here companies by industry and size, among other criteria, number of employees, a number of things that you can do research in LinkedIn to start building your own prospecting list. So you could also find the people, the job titles that they hold. So you can start doing some prospect research, and then you can start also finding and connecting and interacting with influencers. What do I mean by influencers? Influencers in your industry that you're targeting, that your clients are in, and also your own industry. If you happen to participate in your local regional association, and then you show, I'm an expert, I always like to get better, I participate in my local association, or you go to this trade show, or you are talking to in some event at PPAI, you're writing articles. All of these things add to your level of influence and make you elevate your status, your expert status. So those are your objectives. You want to build your expert status, you want to meet potential clients, you want to increase your visibility of your brand, and you want to discover opportunities. So again, summarizing, you're going to be networking and interacting, you're going to be connecting, you're going to be sharing educational content, relevant, and you're going to be participating in groups, and you're going to be researching prospects. Okay, so how do you get all this done? A lot of work. Okay, some things you can delegate, some things you should do yourself. Let's talk about that. You can delegate developing a content strategy. You want to have a content strategy so you're not random, and that's how you figure out what's going to be important and relevant. So you can also delegate writing the blog post, as long as you hire somebody that is good at that. You can also delegate posting on social media in your business pages, the posting itself. You can delegate prospect research. You can delegate running your reports. You want to, every end of the month, you want to see how many people saw your posts, and a number of things, so that see how you're progressing on all this work. And then some things you have to do yourself. Yeah. The interaction has to be, you have to do your interaction yourself, because interaction, you have to be listening. You're the one that knows when to jump in. So you want to be sharing to your groups. You want to be commenting on other people's posts that are something that are going to be good for you. You also want to respond to inquiries. Because very often when we've started working with a client that has not had any activity on their Facebook page ever, they start to get inquiries and people asking questions, and they are not paying attention. They're not even looking at their Facebook pages. And we have to say, hey, you have a question there, because they don't expect anything to happen. So this has to be you. You have to really be paying attention, because you are the one that is going to be able to respond. I mean, somebody else can respond and hold, say, yes, I'll tell them, such and such will get back to you. We'll get back to you and this and that. But if you respond quickly, and you could see, for example, on Facebook, the page says how fast the page responds. Okay, so you want to be one that responds quickly. So to summarize, the big gigantic thing that you have to do is show up. Show up and start exploring it, and start taking baby steps, but see what everybody else is doing, and see what, before you start participating, and to become a little familiar and to find yourself and your style in it. So show up every day and participate. I cannot say that enough times. Did I say show up every day and participate? And with that, I want to thank you so much for your time. I very much appreciate it. And I hope you found this valuable, and now you have a better idea on how to go about all this social media thing, and you're ready to start experimenting. This is the first video of our social media selling for distributors training course, and if you'd like more information about it, visit our website actionmarketingco.com.